Every day we have challenges regarding our decision. We don't know what to do. Shall I go or shall I not? Shall I stay or shall I go? Shall I say that or not to say? Buy or not to buy? Sign it or not to sign? Every day we have so many challenges, we are not certain about it, what we are doing. We don't know what to do. This state of consciousness is called in Hebrew bilbulim. Bilbulim, which means confusion, a kind of doubt. Now, people say that we have, very often, we have free will. So if I, for example, know that lying and stealing is wrong and not doing so is right, so if I don't do it, but I could have done it, I have free will. So I didn't do something, let's say reactive, something which is negative, because I did something right. I didn't do the bad, and therefore I had free will. Now this is not true. This is not true. Free will, it is defined in a different way. The free will, it's much more difficult, which is that the negative aspect of what we want to do, it's also as positive as the negative, and the positive is so difficult as the negative one. So they must be equal, and we really don't know what to do. I will give you an example of that in a few minutes. But before I say this example, I would like to share a story with Israelites who were in Egypt, and they really experienced a lot of miracles. We have to say that in Egypt, before they left Egypt, they experienced a lot of miracles. Then on the way to Israel, to the desert, the sea opened. We know that they were going through the desert with a lot of miracles until they approached the mountain where the Torah was given to them. Now, we know that after that Moses Rabbeinu went to collect the 2 tablets, and for 40 days he was gone, and he was not coming back. So the consciousness of the certainty was lowering and the doubt was increasing in them. So they decided to do the golden calf, so-called the golden calf. People say that the golden calf was a new god, that the god was something that they have to have it because they were not satisfied with that. And this is also not true. It wasn't about God, about the Creator. They had nothing to the Creator. They knew that all the miracles Creator done. So they didn't question the Creator. They were okay with that. They were lacking the leader. Moshe was not coming back. He was late. And they said, listen, we have to have a leader. We have to have something or someone who could lead us and tell us, go left, go right, stay here, go forward, go back. It's kind of in our life. You know, like buy or not to buy, go or not to go. The same kind of situation, but much more difficult one. So they really didn't want to change, or they didn't create the golden calf because of God. They just they were lacking of the certainty, so they wanted to create a leader who would help them to, let's say, to make the decision, the right decision, because they had doubt. We don't know what to do on a regular basis because we have doubt, only because of that. So what we can learn from this story? We can learn from this story that, as I said, that every day we have similar situation, the small one and the bigger one. For example, I was recently on a plane and I was sitting next to my family. On the right hand side was my son by the window, then was empty chair, then was my wife, then Eliel, then I was sitting here. It was not my chair was supposed to be on by the window, and there was empty chair as well. And the gentleman who approached, and I was sitting on his seat, I asked him if I could stay here and he could sit by the window because I could talk to my family, and said, no way. I said, of course, it's your seat, so I replaced. And I sat next to the window. And then there is also the middle chair, it's empty, was on, it was not taken. So I put on this chair my book, and a few minutes afterwards, the same gentleman put on this book his sandwiches, his food, whatever that was, computer, laptop, newspapers, books, whatever. Now, so I understand the first situation, that it was his seat. I don't have to sit here, and I shouldn't have sit here, that's obvious. But on the top of that, when he put on this book all of his stuff, now it could have been too much. No, but it was the state of bilbulim, what to do now. What to do now? It's this, shall I now talk to him or not talk to him? Maybe I should show him who is right or not, that he shouldn't have done that, because he shouldn't have. Maybe I should take my book and put on his stuff now, everything what he put on the chair. So it's the state of consciousness we have on a regular basis. What to do? Go to the stewardess and talk to her, or what? Show him that he's wrong. Maybe I should shout and talk to my wife and to my child over him, so he could be, he could have this difficulty. He would be in a situation that I would shout and show him that he was wrong, that he should have given me the seat. What to do? It's like the state of bilbulim. Shall I talk to him or ask him about the favor, or maybe we should share the chair? What? It's like in our life. Do it or not to do it? Go and talk or not go and talk? So obviously for every one of us, the answer would be something else. For every one of us, the answer would be different one, of course. But the action itself, whatever that is, it's secondary. It's not important. Whatever I do next, it's not important. The first thing which I'm going to explain, it's the priority, it's the paramount, it's the most important thing which plays our role in our consciousness. And in case of Israeli, what was it? It wasn't about the golden calf. They didn't do anything bad, I would say. They didn't do anything wrong. They wanted just new leader. It's obvious. We want a new leader too. So he could lead us. He could tell us what to do, where to go. We don't want to make any mistake. Our consciousness or their consciousness of doubt was just increasing slowly. So they said, listen, our doubt is growing. Let's put it down. Let's increase our consciousness of certainty again. So let's make the leader, so we could feel comfortable. So it wasn't about the golden calf, it wasn't about the leader, it was about something else. It was that in the leader or in the leadership, they saw, they felt, they had the consciousness of certainty. That was the problem. It wasn't the problem of the golden calf. It was the problem that they had to hold on something or someone to have this consciousness of certainty. So do you understand? In my case, if I was sitting there and now what is rising in me? Now it's rising the doubt, because I have to hold on something. What is the hold on to something? What is it? Talk to this guy, talk aloud, take the book and put on his stuff. This is something to hold on. This is something I could prove it that I am right. I could hold on my certainty, not the doubt. Because now that I am in a doubt, I cannot do anything, I cannot move, I cannot talk. Shall I talk, not to talk? Shall I show him something who is right and he doesn't do the right thing here, let's share it or whatever. Shall I move and back and forth? What to do? Now this increases only the doubt. It doesn't mean that I shouldn't do something about the situation. Yes, I did. But that's the secondary. The first thing is what is playing in my heart. What is the feeling in my consciousness? Is it right or not? I have to do something with now. I have to do something with the situation in order to feel that I am under the control, that my certainty is rising and the doubt is falling. And in all honesty, that's the truth, that we don't need that. So if we have the situation, I don't know whether or not I shall go or stay, I should look at it and felt or feel and see what is something I want to hold on to. If there is something I want to hold on to because I feel better, because my certainty is growing straight away, then do restriction. Then do the restriction. Because only then I can increase my certainty. Only then I can increase something that playing on my mind. Now, and this is what happened on the desert. This is what happened with Israeli, and this is what is happening on regular basis with us. So it's worth thinking about it. It's worth taking into the consideration this, what is happening, and see every day, just in one situation, what I need to hold on to in order to have better or higher certainty, which is illusion. It's nothing else. It's illusion, because 5 minutes after, it's another situation. It doesn't mean that I shouldn't resolve this situation, but the main core, the main aspect is my consciousness. Why I need to do that? What doesn't give me peace in my heart? It doesn't matter who is right or not. But do I need this to build consciousness of certainty? A reactive certainty or not? It's worth thinking about it. All the best.